The Wellhausen Hypothesis, a significant pillar in biblical criticism, posits that the Torah's composition occurred in the post-exilic period, particularly during the Second Temple era. This hypothesis relies heavily on the assumption of historical and ideological developments reflected in the Torah's text. However, this assumption has faced substantial challenges, especially regarding the dating of sources. The hypothesis, developed in the late 19th century, was influenced by the historical context of that era. Researchers then lacked extensive archaeological and historical knowledge, leading them to assume that complex legal and religious texts like the Torah could not have been composed in the ostensibly primitive era of Moses. This led to the postulation that the Torah was a product of a much later period, possibly during or after the Babylonian exile. Recent archaeological discoveries and linguistic analyses have cast doubt on this late dating of the Torah. Findings such as the priestly blessing inscribed on amulets from the First Temple period and the complex legal codices dating back thousands of years before the Common Era challenge the idea that the Torah's concepts and laws are of a late origin. The linguistic study of the Torah, especially when compared to later books like Ezekiel, Ezra, and Chronicles, reveals distinct differences. Scholars such as Avi Hurwitz have argued convincingly that the linguistic style of the priestly code, P, predates that of Ezekiel, bridging the linguistic gap between the First and Second Temple periods. This suggests that P, and by extension the Torah, originates from a time much earlier than previously thought. The argument that the priestly style within the Torah is a product of a later period underestimates the complexity and antiquity of this religious tradition. If the priestly style was a late invention, it would be difficult to explain its absence in the prophetic books and other writings from the same period. This lends credence to the idea that the priestly style is not a later addition, but an integral and ancient part of the Torah. While the Second Temple period was undoubtedly a time of significant religious development and revival, the assumption that it was the birthplace of the Torah conflicts with the historical treatment of the Torah during this era. The books of Ezra and Nehemiah, for instance, refer to the Torah as a singular, unified, and already existing text, contradicting the idea of it being a composite work from this period. Theophrastus, a Greek philosopher and student of Aristotle who lived during the Return to Zion period, provides external testimony to the existence of a well-known and singular Torah among the Jewish people. His writings indicate that the Torah was not a late compilation, but a long-established and central text for the Jewish community. The Wellhausen Hypothesis, while groundbreaking in its time, faces significant challenges from archaeological, linguistic, and historical evidence. The dating of the Torah's sources to the post-exilic or Second Temple period seems increasingly untenable. Instead, the evidence points towards the Torah being a product of an earlier ancient tradition, deeply rooted in the history and culture of the Israelites. This critical examination not only highlights the complexities of biblical scholarship, but also underscores the importance of integrating archaeological and linguistic evidence into our understanding of ancient texts. The Torah, far from being a late construct, emerges as a testament to the ancient and enduring spiritual and legal tradition of the Jewish people.